Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about how to build your literary analysis body paragraphs. I'm not going to write an entire essay. However, I'm going to show you how to use your outline in the sample outline I've provided for you, and I'm going to use that information to build the body paragraphs. And so I hope you find this useful. I hope it simplifies the process of writing this literary analysis essay for you, and it's something you can use moving forward. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the outline sample or the outline template that was provided, and we're going to use that first portion of that outline to begin the steps of putting together our body paragraph, the first body paragraph for the literary analysis essay. Now, after you have completed your outline, you will have actual information here and actual information here, and you will complete the same steps that we're going to complete together right here and put together those other two body paragraphs. Silas, a little quieter, buddy. Okay, so first thing is you have to remember the different parts of the body paragraph that we've already talked about in prior assignments. Okay, so our topic sentence comes first. You can legit get started with your body paragraphs by using what you have in your outline. So say I'm going to use this as my topic sentence. Then I'm going to go down to my next page of my document, and I'm going to paste that. Okay. So I'm going to set it up like a paragraph instead. Then I'm going to go and copy and paste my A section, which should be my short story lines. And then I'm going to go and pull my B. Okay. So now you can see that I have my topic sentence, my outside source support incorporation, and part of my so what section already put together. So you have to think about, okay, what am I missing? So the first thing you're missing is your in other words section that is going to kind of further elaborate on the short story line. So our quote from our short story says, "I gave Fortunato no cause to doubt me. I continued to smile in his face, but he did not understand that I was now smiling at the thought of what I had planned for him, at the thought of my revenge." Okay, so here I'm going to further explain what that quote is saying. In other words, Montresor was very careful to ensure that Fortunato had no idea what was about to happen to him. Okay, so he's telling us that he continued to smile. He continued to make Fortunato feel okay with being with him, no matter the fact that he had ill things or negative things that he had planned for him. Now, you have one sentence included on your outline for your blue section. So you're going to further develop that, okay? So right here, I'm going to say, therefore, Fortunato continued to be comfortable with Montresor, which allowed Montresor to get Fortunato exactly where he desired for him to be. Now, then I have the sentence that I already had here. The reason Montresor desires to get revenge on Fortunato is not clear. Therefore, readers begin to question the reliability of Montresor as a narrator and realizes his sanity may need to be questioned. Okay, so right here with these two sentences in my blue so what, therefore section, I do not have a real smooth transition. So even though you can use the sentences that are already included on your outline, you also need to make sure you're revising and editing those sentences to make everything flow well, okay? So I don't like the way that this flows, so I'm going to change up the beginning of this sentence. It does not require me to change it on my outline. It's just helping improve the overall flow and quality of my paragraph. So, therefore, Fortunato continued to be comfortable with Montresor, which allowed Montresor to get Fortunato exactly where he desired for him to be. Another important point to note is that the reason Montresor desires to get revenge on Fortunato is not clear. Okay, so I like that better because it doesn't feel like I'm randomly just adding something in there. It's transitioning into that other point that relates to my topic sentence. Okay? And so then I'll say, therefore, readers begin to question the reliability of Montresor as a narrator and realizes his sanity may need to be questioned. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my concluding or transition sentence, which should be orange. So okay, so I actually added two sentences, but overall, readers should be aware of the motives of the narrators of the literature that they read. The Cask of Amontillado is a perfect example of this. Okay, and I might, instead of saying this, I might want to be more specific, and so I may say the Cask of Amontillado is a perfect example of the importance of readers' knowledge and awareness of the narrator of stories. Because if a reader went through this entire story and just looked at the narrator of the story, Montresor, and took everything he said as truth, then they're going to miss part of this whole story. They're going to miss an important element of it. So now I have a complete paragraph. It says Montresor is the main character of the Cask of Amontillado. However, he allows himself to be driven by revenge despite the fact that no one really knows why he is so upset with Fortunato. Poe displays Montresor's drive for revenge by saying, I gave Fortunato no cause to doubt me. I continued to smile in his face, and he did not understand that I was now smiling at the thought of what I planned for him, at the thought of my revenge. In other words, Montresor was very careful to ensure that Fortunato had no idea what was about to happen to him. Therefore, Fortunato continued to be comfortable with Montresor, which allowed Montresor to get Fortunato exactly where he desired for him to be. Another important point to note is that the reason Montresor desires to get revenge on Fortunato is not clear. Therefore, readers should begin to question the reliability of Montresor as the narrator and realize his sanity may need to be questioned. Overall, readers should be aware of the motives of the narrators of the literature that they read. The Cask of Amontillado is a perfect example of the importance of readers' knowledge and awareness of the narrator of stories. Okay, so as I read through that, I notice a few things I need to correct. As I mentioned earlier with the assignment sheet, you need to be using present tense verbs. And so I have displays. So I need to say, Montresor is very careful to ensure that Fortunato has no idea what is about to happen to him. Therefore, Fortunato continues to be comfortable with Montresor, which allows Montresor to get Fortunato exactly where he desires for him to be. Another important point to note is that the reason Montresor desires to get revenge on Fortunato is not clear. Therefore, readers begin to question the reliability of Montresor as a narrator and realize his sanity may need to be questioned. Overall, readers should be aware of the motives of the narrators of literature that they read. The cask of Amontillado is a perfect example. Okay, so now all of my verbs are as they should be. I have present tense verbs. Now, I'm not saying this is a perfect body paragraph. It certainly is not. And by the time I post it as a sample, I'll probably do some tweaking and fixing to improve it. However, this gets me started. And now you can go back to this outline, and whatever you put here, you can use to get started on your second body paragraph. Whatever you put here, you can use to get started on your third body paragraph. And it just makes the process a lot easier. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And I hope this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions.